on AppsLib, our developers working with the developers of the apps actually ensure that they work on the screen size. So the consumer has the confidence that if they take an approved app, that app is going to work perfectly on their device. Neat thing about it also is that if an app, for instance, doesn't have an approved sign on it, maybe it's in the queue or something like that, consumer can still download it and see if they want it or not. So we give a confidence level that no one else gives in Google Market right now. It may or it may not work.
Now, is it basically the same AppsLib client on all the 10-inch down to the 2.8-inch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but it automatically knows the product that you're doing, and it'll automatically show that app, whether it's approved for that product on that specific item. So it's the same application. AppsLib is an application that is on all devices, preloaded to all Archos devices, but it renders exactly to what that screen and that product says it needs to do.
And did Archos develop AppsLib, or is that a partnership
yes.
with? Okay.
We developed it in partnership.
Okay.
In addition, what do some of the neat little things that these do that maybe others don't? Take this screen and go out to your television. Whether it's a 1x3 composite, or on our 4.3 model, HDMI out.
So every one, all the way down to the $99.
$99, the only one that will not go out to TV. It'll only have audio out.
Okay.
The Archos 3.2,
that has composite?
That has composite out. So a 1x3 composite out. And then our entire line from there on, the 4.3, the Archos 70 Internet tablet, and the Archos 10.1 all have HDMI out.
Now, these little ones here have resistive touchscreens. The larger ones have capacitive, right?
Capacitive multi-touch screens, correct.
But still, I mean, there's resistive and there's resistive. I've tried some tablets that have really bad resistive touchscreens.
Yeah.
They respond pretty well. You don't have to tap that hard. They seem to recognize a thumb. You don't necessarily need a stylus with them.
You don't. But you can use a stylus if you want. But understand, we've been doing touch tablets this is our 8th generation, and we've been doing touch tablets for 6 generations, since about 2004. So we know it, and we've gotten a lot better than what we have in the past. So our resistive screens are very, very sensitive.
So the 7 and 10 have capacitive.
Yes, the 4.3, 3.2, and 2.8 all have resistive.
Okay. And as you pronounce those, so you're calling them the Archos 4.3 as opposed to the Archos 43, the Archos 2.8, and so forth.
Yes, because it's a 2.8-inch screen, 3.2-inch screen, a 10.1-inch screen. Now, here's something else that I want to talk to you about. We have a patented production process that allows us to make incredibly light, incredibly thin, yet rigid tablets. For instance, this 10.1-inch screen, it weighs 16 ounces. That's a third less than other tablets that are out there today. In addition, it has full-size USB, micro USB, micro SD slot supporting up to 32 gigs, HDMI out, and on our 2 larger screens, the 70 and the 10.1, a webcam and camera for obviously video chatting. In addition with this, in addition to the full internet, including Flash 10.1, you've got multitasking abilities. And on all the Archos players, you'll see the Archos exclusive apps for music, photos, and video that allow for a much more robust multimedia experience. So you can go through all of your different albums with a flick of a touch. You can create your playlist. You can just look at what's the most recently played, and you can run slideshows while listening to your music. You can listen to your music while doing web surfing, reading a book, all of that.
And it looks like you've refined the music player. It's not quite the same as the one that was on the Archos 5 and the
Right.
Archos 7 home tablet, right?
Yeah, this is a Archos proprietary music, video, and photo player that started back in 2000 with the first MP3 player, the Jukebox. So yeah, we've refined it over the last 10 years, well over 1 million lines of code on this. So yeah, every year we make it a little bit better. One other thing I want to point to is you'll see all of our bigger players have kickstands with them. That's important, especially when you're working with a 10-inch. And what makes it nice is you've got an adjustable kickstand. So if I'm on searching and I want to be able to type in, let's just do the New York Times, it's a much easier experience to type that versus having to try to do it here, or as some people have tried, to hold it in one hand and try to do that. The kickstand really is a nice additional feature.
Mm-hmm. And getting back to the media for a second, now clearly, Apple has a lot of expertise in media playback, although limited codec support. One thing that I think Google Android phones definitely have been sort of knocked for is that the music player is pretty simple. The video player, they don't even have a standalone video player. It's the music or the photo and videos application all together in one. What can you tell me about the amount of video and audio formats and codecs that are supported here?
Well, you'll go on our site and you'll see all the codecs, because I can't list them all because we do all HD codecs.
DivX, XVID,
yes,
H.264.
Yes, all H.264, MPEG-4, MPEG-2, yes, all of them. They all, the 4.370 and the 10.1 all do 720p on this and then transport it out through HDMI to your television as well. And another thing that you'll notice is we've also created a nice little easy icon on all of our devices that you don't have to put on, but people that like to go out to the television can put it onto their home screen. And I'm not connected to the TV, so it won't let you, but they can adjust it to whatever the screen size is at that time. Even if they're in Europe or the United States, it'll give them a one-click, and then they can go right out to their television, and then it'll be switched to the LCD or back to your player right there. So it's a one-touch click over to the TV.
And when you switch to the TV, do you still see something on the screen here?
No, no. You actually, when you switch to the TV, and I can actually show this to you if you want in a little bit, this actually becomes a touchpad.
Okay.
And if you want to just go with me over here, I'll do it. I'm going to turn on our handy dandy hotel TV.
Somehow the TVs I get in hotel rooms are always smaller than this one.
Free videos on demand.
So this one will automatically find the composite signal that I put in.
And this is the Archos 3.2?
This is the Archos 3.2 with a 1x3 composite. And oops, I hit the wrong one. Let me back that up. I'll hit switch to TV, and there you go. That is it's the same screen, and you'll see it's a touchpad now. So let's go ahead, and I want to play a game on this. And I'll enable the sound.
So it adds in a mouse pointer, which is something you normally wouldn't see on an Android device.
Makes it very easy to navigate. And the accelerometer, I'll just do a quick race. There we go. Now, I'm not very good at this. Come on, baby.
Now, is this actually pumping out at 720p from the Archos 3.2?
Yeah, no, from the Archos 3.2, being that it's a composite, it's not 720p.
So it's VGA
but your
or?
10.1, yes, it's in VGA, but on your 4.370 and 10.1, they're all up to 720p. And it's nice if you want your ebooks, or if you want to read them online, or Facebook, or the full internet, or any of your other content that you may have.